Okay.
Welcome back.
Hi. Welcome back to, we haven't called this
The casting couch?
the casting couch in a really long time, but it is typical girl bullshit. He's tired of my bullshit. He's been locked up in here with me for the last 2 weeks.
She was on house arrest. Her name was in the Epstein files. No, okay.
But I know, you were the one that said we're not talking politics, and then boom, go straight into
It was a joke. We're not talking about that.
A political joke.
We hee hee ha ha here.
We do. So we can't get into stuff like that. Yes, I was sick and stuck with this guy, which I need to get him. Is it spayed?
Mm-hmm. Neutered.
Girls is spayed. Got it. Cute. It's sad, but cute.
You gonna have no balls, bro.
Eventually.
Okay, so what'd you watch or what'd you do?
Oh my god, I binged a lot of TV. I finally caught up on a lot of shows that I haven't finished or didn't get into. Last night I just finished, what was it? Tell Me Lies. And you're the one that told me to keep watching it, and I couldn't in the beginning because the first season was so crazy with everybody's freaking crazy dynamics and how controlling some people are being. And I don't know if they know that they're being like that or what, but it stressed me out. So I needed a break, right? But while I was sick, I went back into the show. 2 seasons were already up, and it was a lot. But I love the way it ended. I'm glad Steven blew everything up in everybody's faces.
Spoiler alert if you haven't finished it, but yes.
Yeah.
And the picking...
We should have added that in the beginning.
Who cares?
I don't want to spoil it.
Picking Toxic as the song that like broke it all out was honestly just so good. It reminded me of the Thanksgiving scene from Gossip Girl, where everybody goes around the table, and poor Rufus is just at the head of the table, like, "Oh my god, I'm telling this story," and everybody has like their dramatic
things going on already behind the scenes, and he has no idea.
And he's just like, "Where'd everybody go?" Oh my god! Okay,
it was a lot, but I can't believe Lucy made, you can hear that. I'm hoping you can't hear it in the mic. But I can't believe Lucy left with Steven. I mean, I laughed.
Okay.
When she decided to go with him.
But if you think about it, I think she used it as a means to like escape Steven because of what Diana told her earlier. Like, you have to make him believe that he won in order for him to leave you alone. Because he essentially left Diana alone. Yeah. Once that whole thing happened of her like not getting a really good score and like her not going to Yale.
And then he sent her dad
pictures. Yeah, but like in that moment, he was like, well, why the fuck do I need you if I can't like use you to get ahead in life?
Yeah.
So I guess with Lucy, it's like, well, I got one over on you again, ha ha ha, like I win. And it's like, okay, you won now. There's nothing else to it. So with that being said, should we dive into some of the questions that we came up with?
Yeah.
Based on the show?
Because it can relate to real life, and we have probably been there. So are we answering these questions with our real life situations, with
however you feel like you can answer it?
Okay, I'm gonna have to dive deep into my past life.
Okay, let's see.
Salem.
I don't know if I want to go like a fun question first.
Yeah,
and then then like a serious. Okay, so
because I do like the way that Wrigley made it light at the end.
Okay, let's say, okay, if Steven texts you, "I miss you" at 1:17 in the morning, are you folding or are you meeting up with him? Or no, sorry, are you folding or are you standing up, like standing on business?
I'm standing on business because I'm not stupid. That's the only thing I can say. No, I understand how I feel so bad saying this because my best friend is going through this. She has a Steven in her life. And no matter what I say and do, it just doesn't help her at all. I'm to the point where I'm like, I'm sorry you're going through this.
Sadly, it's one of the, like, I have been in that position. It's just something that we have to recognize and realize on our own. We can have external voices telling us that we need to leave, but until we make that decision on our own and like make that realization and come to terms with it, it's just something it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
And I get it, because at some point you're just like, you are actively choosing to stay in that situation, so whatever happens to you is your choice, and I'm tired of hearing all this shit.
But you have to be a good friend and still be there for people that are doing it, because I mean, who else is going to be there for them when everything finally does hit the fan and they understand what's going on and they have to leave and they end up having nobody?
Yep.
Right.
And it's a very dangerous situation just because of that. It's like you can become so isolated and not realize it until afterwards. But sometimes that's what the motive is for the other person. They want that person to themselves.
To be isolated from everybody else. Oh my God. I did have, I want to say my marriage was like that. All right, let's ask you a question.
Oh my God.
I know. It was bad. All right, do you want to lie or...
I'd pick.
I honestly don't know. Let's see. I'm just going to pick a random one. Have you ever kept someone around just because you liked being wanted?
No.
No?
No.
So you've never used somebody?
No.
That's good.
I feel like I'm the reverse. I feel like people keep me around because they like the way that I make them feel. Like I make them feel wanted.
Yeah. That's pretty shitty.
I've never been there. I'm not a selfish person in that way. Like, I don't use people to gain something. Does that make sense?
I mean, okay, have you ever seen this movie? What is it, Materialistic or something like that? Mm-mm. It's a dating movie where this girl explains that everybody's finding at least one thing that they're looking for in the other partner. You know, like what they want, essentially, to make this work. So there's not one thing that you're looking for in a partner or have ever.
Well, but the basis of that question is more of like, have you kept somebody because of the way they make you feel? Like that's kind of exploiting somebody. Yeah. I've never kept somebody around because of what they can do for me. Yeah. Like I can do shit by myself. Mm-hmm. So no.
That's good. I wouldn't say that I've done that either because it was mutual when I wanted somebody around. It was more just having them there was perfect enough. And then when it isn't, it isn't.
Let's see. You pick a question. Is being chosen more intoxicating than actually being loved?
Yes. Because if you have this trauma way of connecting, the trauma of like you need approval, that just works a lot more.
Childhood trauma.
It is childhood trauma because I mean, I think about how, again, going back to the show, Lucy needed approval from toxic ass Steven, even though Bree loved her enough to want to work things out regardless of whatever happened, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that also goes for Bree too, because she was adopted and like in the system, like she would seek other people and wanted to be chosen.
And that's what she picked. I think that's what she picked Evan.
That's why she picked Evan, because Evan
had everything.
Well, that she didn't. It was also because of the advice that Marianne gave her of like, I married Oliver because, you know, he loved me more. Yeah. And the fact that Evan loved her more, it was like she kind of had control and can essentially do whatever she wanted, and knew that whatever she said or like asked Evan to do, he would do. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that she would I feel like she would at some point use the cheating between Evan and Lucy, and dangle it over his head with things.
You think so?
I mean,
that's a Steven move.
Look at what we ended up finding out. She fucking released the video.
I know.
That's why it's like one of those I
but
feel
then
like
she felt bad the entire time afterwards.
Everybody, so. but she never told anybody.
That's true. Well, yeah, you feel so bad. Why are you gonna
okay, I feel bad. I feel bad about a lot of things, but I'm not gonna go and ruin somebody's life over it.
Okay, but to her, she didn't know that Lucy lied on the entire time. Well, and when she found out Lucy lied, it was like, okay, there was no reason for her to lie. But then when she found out it was for Pippa, she was like, okay, that's where.
But the only reason why she released the tape is because she found out that Evan and Lucy slept together. Sleeping together, and that's why she released it.
Yeah.
She didn't give a shit about why she recorded it. She gave a shit about the fact that her boyfriend, or her ex, I guess, because they had broken up, and her best friend hooked up and did not tell her. That was the driving force of why she released that tape.
No, they were together, weren't they?
No, I think this was when Evan
said he cheated. Lucy had just broke up with Steven. Lucy and Steven had just broke up. They're the ones that had the fresh breakup.
I'm pretty sure Bree and Evan at that time were on the rocks.
I don't think so.
Gonna have to rewatch.
Yeah.
We'll circle back to that at some point.
But
okay.
I don't know how we got to that. Okay. Let's see.
Or you can scroll up, I don't know.
I'm scrolling around. Up and down. Some of these I can answer right away, and it just seems like a simple answer. You would think it's a simple answer, but it always depends on the person. Are we addicted to potential? Have you ever been addicted to potential?
I think when I was dating early in my 20s, yes. Because you envision what the future can be, and you start doing things based on what could be versus what's happening in front of you. And I think that's why people stay in toxic relationships, because it's no, I know this person can be better. I know this person can do this and all this other stuff, but it's but that's not who they are showing you present day. What I've learned lately is more, what I focus on is I pay attention to who they are in front of me, and obviously the thought of who they could be down the line lingers. But for the most part, I think now I'm very aware to have that discernment of which one's driving the emotional attraction or connection. Is it the potential, or is it I genuinely see this person for who they are, and I am attracted to who they are, flaws and all. And I think for some other people it could be well, that's what they're showing you right now, that's hot garbage. But it's there's layers to it. Obviously what I'm sharing with somebody to somebody else could be this is fucking stupid, why are you doing that? But you're not knowing the ins and outs of it, the in-depth conversations, how the connection is in person and stuff like that. So it's always hard to kind of navigate, because it's easier to judge.
That's potential, though.
Is it though? Because if you're living in that moment and you're having those conversations and everything's flowing, is that actually potential? If you're in that moment with them?
I don't know. What can I ask? Asking this question towards you and your ex, Alex. Were you towards the end, looking for the potential, or what was the question?
Oh my god. Oh, are we addicted to potential?
Yeah.
I wasn't addicted to the potential, because in the very beginning I knew everything. And it wasn't
things could get better.
Yeah, it wasn't things could get it wasn't things can get better. It was just this is what the situation is like. Okay, cool. Like, I'm cool with it. It wasn't like I was sticking around for, well, I'm just going to stick it out because I know that one day, like, it'll all get better. Like, no shit, things are going to get better. But, like, in the present moment, that's what I was focusing on. But I think a lot of it was, I think what drove a wedge was me showing up consistently and Alex not knowing how somebody can do that, knowing the situation that they were in. So for somebody who doesn't have the capacity to hold something like that, it becomes too much and it becomes overwhelming. I was never stuck on the, well, I'm going to stick this out because I know what this could be. I'm like, I knew what it was and I liked how it was. Maybe towards the end, it was like just more words of encouragement because I know that at that point, Alex was getting down on themselves because of this, like what they were dealing with. And I'm just like, you're going to come out of this on the other side. Like, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and like, I'll be here by your side every step of the way. Like, I'm here to support you. And I think for that, at that point, like, that future talk was scary.
Yeah.
And it was something that is like, oh shit, I have expectations to live up to. Maybe subconsciously there were expectations, but it wasn't something that I was actively trying to make happen. Like, it wasn't something that I was like keeping tabs on in my head, like, oh, didn't do this, one strike. Oh, didn't do this, that's the second strike. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I get it. You weren't holding anything above her head. That makes sense. Okay. That's a good question for me.
Let's see. If the sex is 10 out of 10, but the person is a 3 out of 10, what's the cutoff timeline?
Now that I'm evolved, the cutoff timeline is different. It's way sooner than it would have been back then. Back then, I would have waited for potential. I would have waited for anything just because I guess throughout dating, I've found out that, like, I went through, I don't know, peaks and valleys and just a bunch of bullshit with dating that I've had to experiment. Like, okay, maybe I need to just be okay with the sex being great and I have to put up with it, because I didn't find that in the past. Or like,
and I'm going to interrupt. I think that's why people stick around too, because they equate like sexual chemistry as like
love,
like love and connection. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's a part of it, but like,
you can make it work with anybody.
Yeah, you really, well, I feel like there are times where people, like, some people are just bad at sex.
I guess. Well, okay. Somebody the last person that I like really, 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 really was into, we were not connecting that way. And for me, it was like, it's okay, we'll figure it out.
But see, but is
like,
that the potential? But that is that potential of like, oh, it could potentially get better. Like, it can get better. Like, I feel like at some point you just got to cut your loss and be like, this just isn't.
Well, we were really great friends. I mean, everything else was pretty fun. So I just didn't want to let go the fun stuff, I guess, and just waited. I'm like, I wouldn't mind if it did or didn't get better when it came to the sex part.
6, 7.
But we didn't get that far. But what was the question? Oh my god, I deviated back to your last question.
If the sex is 10 out of 10, but the person's a 3 out of 10, what's the cutoff timeline?
Cutoff definitely is as soon as I find out that they're just not the right person.
That's fair.
Because I was with somebody who sex was great, and I was just like, I can look past anything. And he kept pushing that limit though, because then it was like, okay, tell me what time I have to be home, from hanging out with my cousin, or like, then it was like cheating, and I was like, okay, how much more am I gonna put up with before it's like, sex is not that great. Hold on that long.
You're like, the dick ain't that good. Come on now.
That I was holding on that long. No. So definitely. so much quicker. It's so much easier now because I don't think sex is that important that you have to hold on that fucking long, in my opinion. Okay, is being honest the same as being emotionally responsible?
No.
No. Why not?
Because honesty is like, if somebody says, does this dress make me look fat?
It'd be fucked up.
But
why are you thinking that?
No, but here's the thing. My honest answer would be like, yeah, you look fat. But emotional responsibility, you're taking into consideration how your response is going to make the other person feel.
Yeah.
Could be like, well, maybe let's try a different,
so it depends on the circumstances, is what you're saying.
I wouldn't necessarily say circumstances. I think it's just, yeah, you could be honest. And, a lot of people are just like, well, I'm just being honest. It's like, no, you're kind of being a dick.
You're being rude.
You're not taking into consideration how somebody else is going to feel.
Exactly.
And that's not to say that, like, you being honest and, like, emotional responsibility can't coexist. Mm-hmm. They very much can, but I think on their own, they are two very separate things. And I think a lot of the times people misinterpret that honesty equals emotional responsibility when that's not the case.
No, I agree. I don't like men tend to do that a lot. They're just too honest or not honest. There's never an in between. It's kind of hard.
Let's see.
Do my little cough because apparently I have a lingering stupid cough.
If we don't do an episode again, she killed me. Let's see.
We don't die here, huh?
Is jealousy proof of love or proof of insecurity?
Insecurity. The past I used to say love, because if you really, really care for somebody, you're gonna feel jealous, but that's a lie, because I have grown to the point where I've felt love, without being jealous, and I think that's a possible thing. I think insecurity is more, or jealousy comes more from insecurity when you just
don't trust the person
and don't like yourself.
Yeah, I've learned that if I get jealous of somebody, it's because they don't make me feel emotionally safe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't trust them. They've shown me too many times patterned behavior as to why not to trust them. So that's why it's like jealousy shows up in that way.
Yeah. Oh, I've had that too. My best friend, for a really long time, when her and my ex became friends, like, I was jealous, but it wasn't because, like, of her. It was more, I just didn't trust her in a way,
Yeah.
And so it was too hard to watch that, to witness. Your phone's recording me. I started typing what I was saying. Like, okay. Okay, do you think people like Steven change, or do they just evolve their tactics?
They evolve their tactics.
Yeah.
I mean,
they can never change.
He kept the voicemail, or he had that recording to essentially send to Brie.
For what, like 7 years?
For like 7 to 8 years, to essentially bomb her wedding, to like blow it up, because he wanted to get his revenge. Because if I'm not mistaken, he literally told Evan, he's like, I might not get my revenge today or tomorrow. Could be a couple years from now, or I don't do it at all.
He said he hated Evan at his wedding.
I mean, he literally told Lydia, like, I only got together with you and proposed to you to get back at Lucy.
He's
ended the fucking engagement at the wedding because he did not get under Lucy's skin the way that he thought that, he would.
Mm-hmm.
He literally is just like, I'm doing nothing wrong. Look at the phone call that he got from Yale admissions when his acceptance was rescinded, and he's like, who the fuck told you? It's like, oh, because you lost.
Yeah.
You thought that you could do whatever and not get caught. But guess what? Like, your actions have consequences. And then like, even when he went up to Lucy's like, oh, like, I bet you're still thinking about this morning, because he still thinks that he has control over her.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's so refreshing to know that, like, you're never going to change. Like, you wouldn't change for me, and you're not even changing for Lydia. Like, that's just who you are.
That's so sad that somebody like that would never change, though.
Because the thing is they don't see themselves as a problem. Yeah. They don't see their behavior as a problem. They think everybody else is the problem. I mean, he was gaslighting Lucy when the recording was leaked, and he's just like, I don't know, maybe you just hate yourself so much that you did it on your own. Like, he broke her into a psychosis. He literally, like, broke her.
How many times did she go to his apartment or repeat things to the girl he was dating?
Exactly. So it was like, he literally broke her down. And it was really sad to see at Bree's, like, art exhibit, that picture of her from freshman year when she was, like, so vibrant and, like, smiling, and then you look and pan to her, like, current day, and you're like,
she looks stressed out.
She's, like, stressed out and just, like, a big ass ball of anxiety, and, like, just doesn't know what to do. Or when she's getting fucking expelled, and the dean's like, do you understand, like, what I'm telling you? She's like, yeah, it's fine, like, I'm going abroad next year, like, I'm not gonna be here. And the dean's like, no, like, you cannot go, because that is a program through the school, and you no longer attend the school. And, like, just the look on her face, I was just like, holy shit. And it's really scary that, like, people like Stephen DeMarco actually exist in the real world. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, too, is that they will weaponize going to therapy and, like, getting help, so people can let their guard down and be like, oh, he's getting help, he's doing all of this. But realistically, it's like a manipulation tactic to be let in and to gain access again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's fucking scary.
It is scary. And that's why I like to cut people out of my life, because it's so much easier sometimes when there's actually a lot more people like that than you.
Well, that's why there's like covert narcissism, overt narcissism, and, like, all this other stuff. And it's just like, you just got to be mindful. And I think the hardest thing, too, is I think at some point in our lives, we were those kind of people, but we've evolved, but also said, what you're doing is kind of fucked up. Like, you need to work on that, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, 100%. But
again, people like Stephen DeMarco do not see themselves as the problem, nor will they ever see themselves as the problem.
So I have a question really quick. Do you think he felt sympathy for her when he gave her back the recording in that moment? Did Steven have sympathy? Because I can't tell if he...
You want to know what it was?
Was joking, or he really genuinely felt bad for her.
You want to know what it was?
What was it?
He broke his favorite toy. If you break your favorite toy, you're not going to play with it again, right? Mm-hmm. If you fix it, or, like, it's working, you still have something to play with. You give that to her, and now her problems kind of dissolve a little bit. But now you can continue to break her down. Mm-hmm. If you completely break your favorite toy, you're not going to be able to play with it again.
Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to talk about people like Steven anymore, because I started connecting dots in my head again, and I'm like, oh, this is a connection I'm still trying to make work for some dumb reason.
All right. If you met your ex now, healed and self-aware, would the chemistry still be there?
If I met my ex now... Wait, what was the question?
If you met your ex now, healed and self-aware, would the chemistry still be there?
I don't know. I think so. I've been thinking about it. And
the most recent one?
My ex-husband, surprisingly.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because
this is what, like, the third episode that you've brought him up now?
Yes, I know. I think I need to move past this. But it's because we did have what I thought was a good relationship. And despite of everything that he has ever done, if he was fully healed and we could look past it, I think I could. Because when we were together, there was just a big friendship there that I haven't had since then.
That makes sense.
You know, like
do you think you're searching for that kind of like connection in the people that you date now? Hoping that like you can not necessarily like replicate it, but almost replace it?
After him, I think I did. I think I did try to find it. But then anytime somebody showed either signs, small little signs of red flags that I seen in him,
your body remembered how it felt.
Yeah, and so I just couldn't.
And you said, fight or flight.
Yep, flight, flight,
fly away, fly away.
Every time, it was flight every time, and yeah. Right now, honestly, though, I'm like at so much peace thinking about how I don't have to think about dating right now. I don't have
You're
to
think at peace anybody. Because your nervous system is not being activated.
And I love it here. I love it here. I love coming home alone on my weeks that I'm kid free and choosing if I want to see people or not.
That's fair.
Or changing my gym routine, changing things around, changing my time around for things that I want to do instead of having to calculate in another person's time. You know, attending to a partner.
And that's where I think relationships make or break. When because it's always easier to run. I will always stand by the fact that fear, I think, is the biggest driving force in people's lives. You're not going to do something that you fear, so you're going to avoid it. But at some point, like it comes back. It's always going to be there, and until you face it head on, like it'll manifest itself in numerous amounts of ways. It just reminds me of the show Heated Rivalry. You haven't watched it. I highly suggest watching it. Oh, so good. In one of the episodes, essentially it's a 10-year situationship, okay? One of them is like very forthcoming with how they feel and what they want, and the other person just kind of keeps everybody at arm's distance because growing up it was just, what can you do for me? Because he was the successful one, and it was like, I need more, and it's like give, and it's like, well, what am I getting out of this? And so for him, keeping this dude at arm's distance, even though he loved him and like knew that he loved him, he still could not communicate his emotions in a language that they both understood because they both spoke English. He had to say it in Russian just to get it out, but him still not know. Yeah. Does that make sense? And I'm like, bro, just tell this man that you fucking love him, okay? Like, get your happy ending. Like, but it's one of those things where it's like, he was so fucking fearful. Yeah. You let this person in, and now you give them that chance to leave just like everybody else, or use you like everybody else. When you're so accustomed to that, you do anything and everything to avoid that feeling.
Yeah. But I will say, when my period's gonna come, I start thinking about dating again. But I only think of who I don't want to go back and date anybody. Okay, how do you feel about that? Saying a door opens again with a past relationship. Would you go there? Not a past relationship, maybe just somebody you had a thing with too for a while, and you thought it was gonna be a thing, but it wasn't. And
it's one of those things where you have to use your discernment and know whether or not the ending was like a true ending. Was it like an amicable thing, or was it literally like life circumstances? Because obviously it's the what if, two separate words, just what, and if are there, but you put them together and it literally can snowball into so much more. Mm-hmm. I think the only way oh my god, bro, I got your hair in my mouth.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I think the only way that I would actually think of allowing somebody back in is there has to be a conversation had of like what they learned and what they healed. Knowing people's patterns and behaviors, if it happens one time, okay. I've said it before in previous episodes, like I'm all about giving somebody a second chance, but the moment that I see that pattern coming again and you're actively choosing to make that same choice, I'm going to leave, because now it's just, you haven't changed
and it's going to damage you
and it's going to damage me. But like if a past something came up and was like, hey, I want to rekindle this, I think at that point in time it would be, obviously my guard would be up, but it just comes down to the intention behind it.
Yeah.
Are you actually open to dating? Are you actually open to this growing into a relationship?
Yeah.
Because previously, if it's just a hookup, if it's just a fling, if it's just sex, then that's different. But knowing that the intention is the same at the end of it, of like, no, like I actually want to commit to this, then it's like, yeah, we can entertain it again. Mm-hmm. But if it's just, well, I just miss you and I want your presence and all this other stuff, it's like, no, because the outcome's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Why was that like directed towards something?
So there's a guy that I think about, around my period when I'm like, okay, would I date again? And I don't want to ever date somebody that I've ever seen in my past. I want to move forward, right? Mm-hmm. And allow a stranger to come in and sweep me off my feet, whatever. This time I won't be so damaged. I won't let everything that's ever happened like get to me anymore at this point, because I feel like that's how prepared I want to be for the next person I date. But I do think about somebody who I connected with. How much time do we got?
7 minutes.
Okay. I connected with for like a little bit, and he just wasn't it for me at the time, because for him it was like, oh, I work nights, it could never work when it comes to dating anybody. And then the second thing he just kept bringing up was that dating's really expensive right now and he wants to be financially prepared to date. So I'm like, okay, then that's fine. We don't have to ever date. But our way of seeing each other was like running into each other at the gym, or me working on him sometimes after work. And then it just stopped completely. And we don't check in on each other. And I used to check in on him, but I don't, because I felt like I was being an annoying friend.
I get that. When you come to terms and you reach out. See, but for me, if I reach out and like you don't respond, I feel like I'm bothering you. Mm-hmm. And then like I'll stop, but then it's like part of me is just like, I want.
But how are you?
Yeah, like how are you? Like how are you doing? Like I obviously care about you, mm-hmm. and like I want you in my life and all this other stuff. But it's like I don't want to feel overbearing. I don't want you to interpret my like friendship as like neediness. Yeah. I hate being perceived as needy. It's honestly like one of the biggest things that like irritates me. So like I'm not fucking needy by any means. I don't need anybody. Care. I don't fucking need anybody.
Yeah, you care enough to check in on somebody.
Yeah, like I want some, like if I'm doing it, there's intention behind it. Mm-hmm. And at some point, like, somebody will tell me, well, you could have hit me up and you could have this. Like, I did. And it's like, no, you didn't. Like, I will call you out and be like, yes, I did. And you didn't respond.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, they could be, oh, I opened it and don't respond, or, oh, I got busy, or it's like, just tell me straight up you don't want to hang out.
Like, and I'll be like, okay, that's fine. That works. But at least I can close that door and feel fine.
Yeah, don't like keep me on a string for the occasional hangout. Like, if I try my best to hang out with my friends at least once or twice a month, and it's like if I'm seeing you every 6 months, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't want to bother him anymore, but yeah, I think about him.
Yeah, it's one of those like rocky roads, and it's like always so circumstantial because you can say one thing and think that you mean it, but then like something happens, you're like, oh fuck.
How do you know if you're in love or just activated?
Um, when the relationship feels boring, that's how I know that I'm in love.
But you would think that you would get bored once you're not activated anymore, right?
No, being activated is like you're constantly on the lookout. You're constantly waiting for the shoe to drop. Your
I thought it
anxiety.
was like more so it activated a past trauma and so you perceive it as love, but it's not love.
No, if like by therapeutic like talk and just in that realm of things, when a relationship seems boring, you're not activated at all, which means your body feels safe. Mm-hmm. Your body is, not registering anything as danger. That's how I know when I'm in love with somebody, is when my body is not having like a visceral reaction to them asking for space. My body's not having a visceral reaction when they're like, hey, sorry, I have to cancel, something came up. Because I feel safe with them and I feel calm with them. Mm-hmm. There's consistency, there's emotional safety. The moment that I don't feel that, and the moment that I am starting to chase, and the moment that I'm starting to question things, that's when I know when I'm activated, and I know that it's not an actual like feeling.
Yeah.
But the thing is, love is also a choice.
Yeah. I kind of miss not dating, but I think being in love with a partner.
Low key, I told somebody that I was not in love with them anymore. I'm pretty sure I still am.
Is it your ex?
Yeah. I'm trying to
he's
determine.
So
I'm trying to determine whether or not like
how did
it like am I in it, or is it just the lingering feelings of just like loving them? I think I'm teetering more towards just still loving them.
I don't know. Really?
Yeah.
I can see that though.
But like being in love and loving somebody are two completely different things.
That's true. Yeah, I don't love anybody right. That's I'm like, you're right. They're two different things. So which one are you feeling right now? You're not in love.
I don't. I think I'm. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, am I still in love with this person, or do I just have love for this person?
I think you have love for the person.
I think that's what it is, because it's like I want to see this person succeed, but also know that if something with them progresses with somebody else, like I will have to remove myself just for the sanity of my well-being. Because obviously, like, if you still love somebody, like seeing them with somebody else is just
heartbreaking
every time. I mean, I become like Noah from The Notebook. I become fucking Conrad. Like, I just it's painful, but it's like you
have to just let it happen.
Just let it unfold how it's supposed to unfold.
I feel like that's constantly me though. I'm a Noah. I haven't seen it. Oh yeah, I'm a Noah.
I'm a Conrad. I'm a fucking Wrigley. Conrad? I'm a fucking Wrigley.
Wrigley, poor guy. But you know what? It had to happen that way. Just, I don't know. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see him and Bree coming at all. Like,
I don't think anybody did, honestly.
It's crazy to me. I didn't even start thinking of Wrigley until he got the haircut too, because I think I did feel bad for him.
Oh, 45 minutes is up.
Ugh. That's it, guys. We're cutting it.
No.
I'm just kidding. No. We'll use that as a little warning, and then we'll just wrap it up. But that show was amazing. So if you've ever been in anything toxic and you need a sign, watch Tell Me Lies.
I think it's a great encompassing showing of like every kind of attachment style and how childhood comes into play. And I think a lot of it is people were hating on Lucy, but I think it's more of like this internal thing because they were Lucy or they have known a Lucy. And then the same thing with Steven. It's like you've dated a Steven or you are a Steven, but the thing is you're not gonna resonate with Steven if you're a Steven because you're like what he's doing is fine. Like what's the problem with this? Yeah. And that's fucking scary. But then there's like people like Evan that manipulate situations for their benefit. And you think, oh, this dude's really nice. And it's like, no, he's fucking manipulative. Mm-hmm. And then you have people like Pippa that it's just like, they say, they do all of these things, but then they make you feel bad for doing something. And it's like, damn, bitch, like, I'm just trying to be your friend.
Exactly. She was making herself innocent the entire time. You were not innocent.
Or then you have people like Brie knowing why somebody's fucking life is spinning out of control and being like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is happening. Bitch, you started it. Mm-hmm. You are the causation. Why Lucy got expelled because of the video.
Oh, the video, yeah.
And then she's like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is happening. Bitch, you sent it out. And then it's just like, everybody in their own way is the bad guy.
I see it now. But yeah. So if you're a bad guy, work on it. Go see a therapist.
I just thought it was funny how Brie was like, Steven, you need to go see a therapist. Like, honey, you need to see a therapist too. Mm-hmm.
I know. That was so funny. The ending just made me laugh the entire time, just watching what's his name? Evan just in Wrigley's face.
You guys have been fucking this entire time, and Wrigley's just like, yeah.
No denial, just straight, yeah.
Straight. Yeah, a smile on his face and everything.
Mm-hmm. He's like, fucking it all came out.
Oh my God. Okay. But I highly suggest watching Heated Revelry. It's so good.
Where's that on, Tim?
HBO Max.
Okay. I would have to watch that. I got into the Game of Thrones, the Knight's Guard or some shit like that.
Oh, Knights of the Seven Kingdoms?
Knights of the Seven Kingdoms.
Haven't started it yet.
I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. So sad. I cried at the end.
I cry.
Big old baby. I cry all the freaking time. I didn't cry with
Did you cry or did you howl?
Oh. I did the howl.